multiplayer mod for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Welcome back everybody to Breath of the Wild multiplayer.
Multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild.
Hear about the new multiplayer mode for Breath of the Wild? It's a real thing.
Breath of the Wild multiplayer has arrived in the basement.
Finally here!
Members of the mod community Funi are working on a co-op mod for the game.
So contrary to popular belief, no, Breath of the Wild multiplayer does not get made.
So this is Breath of the Wild co-op.
The Breath of the Wild multiplayer is supposed to be mod.
Somebody actually made a multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild on
It seems like everyone's talking about the Zelda Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod.
Hi, I'm Quincy, a new Zelda tuber with a huge passion for the lesser talked about subjects. And today, we're going to be going over the lore of the Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod. The most sought after Breath of the Wild mod of all time, its creation and its eventual demise. But before we get into the meat of it, we have to go all the way back to the very beginning. In July of 2017, an esteemed mod creator, Funi, shared some peculiar screenshots to a fairly small Discord server ran by the YouTuber Jeremy King. Screenshots that incredibly depicted what appeared to be two instances of Cemu bolstering two different links on screen in Breath of the Wild. These screenshots were in all actuality just concepts and were never meant to deceive or generate any sort of buzz outside of the server. They were initially meant to create a bit of mysterious hype within a small community, whilst Funi attempted to put together a bigger team. Unfortunately, though, for Funi, the community kept hype was about to get a whole lot bigger than she had initially hoped for. An ex-moderator for the server that Funi posted to saw those screenshots, saw that Funi wasn't directly denying their legitimacy, and became excited by the revelation, and quickly posted the images to Reddit as well as NeoGAF, claiming a multiplayer mod was in active development. Almost immediately, gaming news sites caught wind of these Breath of the Wild multiplayer claims, and with a headline like that, how could they not bite? Within the week, multiple major sites had already posted articles detailing this upcoming multiplayer mod for the esteemed game Breath of the Wild, and fans of the game were eating it up. By the time Funi had caught wind that their concept art had been blown up under the guise of a functioning mod, it was far too late. Funi was afraid that if she came out and directly admitted that the mod was a concept, that she would receive immense backlash from the entire gaming community. This is where our first hero makes his appearance, a hero who goes by the name of Jeremy King, who took the time to talk to me so I could make sure this video was as accurate as possible. Thank you. Jeremy King, the owner of the original server that Funi had distributed the screenshots to, had had enough of all of this misinformation. Misinformation that led to his server blowing up and hundreds of questions about the mod every day. He'd initially made an attempt to contact every single news site that posted on the matter, informing them of the complete misunderstanding that was this entire ordeal. But of course, these companies only saw the money they were making spreading misinformation, and ultimately, none of the sites he emailed ever got back to him or corrected the articles they published, aside from one independent gaming site, Gaming Reinvented. So he decided to take things into his own hands. After a thorough interview with Funi, he made the decision to upload a video that once and for all informed the public that the screenshots were in fact doctored and intended to be used as concept art to inspire other modders to help her or create their own multiplayer mod. But this information was received very poorly. A good amount of people who saw his video immediately lashed out at Funi, calling her a liar and a cheat, claiming she did it for attention and was selling a scam. With this backlash, Funi made the decision to back out of working on a multiplayer mod altogether, and thus it would be another 4 years before we ever saw another multiplayer mod in development. 4 years had passed, and still there was nothing. No word of a multiplayer mod. No claims of a multiplayer mod. Nothing. And then something miraculous happened almost out of nowhere. Popular Breath of the Wild streamer and YouTuber Point Crow posted a tweet, but not just a tweet, a bounty. A bounty with an extremely high reward of $10,000. This bounty revealed that Point Crow was desperately looking for someone to make him a multiplayer mod. An ember of hope was once again glowing in the hearts of Breath of the Wild fans everywhere, and just like before, the media immediately latched onto this and started farming articles about Point Crow's bounty, which boosted the hype for a multiplayer mod even more. Enter Alex Mangay.
November 24th, 2021. Alice dropped a video just for fun. It showed pings on the map moving when the players did. Oh my god, that's whack, but this part is relevant. They weren't in the same world just yet, but it was one hella good proof of concept. Got locations from a game and he put it in another. That's one step closer than anyone had bothered. But this part here was really just the start, cause up the dev sleeve he had another card. By the 27th of November, he had dropped another banger. In this video, you could clearly see that it was still separate worlds, but wait, what's that? They were fighting the same Lionel, and what had my mind blown? The health bar would go down at the same time, though.
December 9th, 2021 is when progress really kicked up. Alex shared a video to his Discord server where an NPC was added as a new actor, and it was being controlled via external software. December 19th, 2021, Alex once again shared a new video showcasing the same NPC executing Link's animations whenever he stepped in a certain spot. The snowball was rolling. And on December 24th, 2021, two new developers joined the team going by the names of Sweets and Ethy. January 6, 2022, just 2 days after I had joined the Discord server, Ethy shared an image showcasing players on separate instances posing together in the same world. They had successfully created a very rudimentary version of Breath of the Wild multiplayer. It wasn't long after that Point Crow caught wind of the mod's development, and on January 11th, 2022, Point Crow joined the multiplayer server, cementing Alex's mod as the official multiplayer mod. Now that the mod was officially backed by Point Crow, development sailed mostly smoothly, but it wasn't without a few speed bumps. One of the most notable speed bumps being just a few days after Point Crow joined the server. On January 17th, 2022, due to some internal complications, one of the developers actually decided to leave the team. These reasons were never actually spoken about publicly, but nonetheless, it was still unfortunate to see Ethy leave.
Oh, hello there. How's it going?
What's up? Stream going.
Yeah, stream's going well. Stream's going well. You know, how's it be? How it hanging?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, here. You wanna come to the cliff real quick with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's head over the cliff. Yeah. Look how beautiful this is, right?
Yeah, it's nice. Pretty nice.
That's so pretty.
Cool.
Wow. Anyways, I don't know if I was supposed to show that yet. Breath of the Wild multiplayer coming to the channel summer 2022. Subscribe so you don't miss out.
Point Crow gave his first tease at the Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod, confirming it would be ready for his streams by the summer of 2022. Unbeknownst to the multiplayer team, another mod was in development. A mod that would shake up the whole idea of multiplayer in Breath of the Wild altogether. The main feature of Alex Mangue's mod was the online capabilities of it, but some people were itching for couch co-op as well, and those people would soon have their prayers answered. On the 17th of June 2022, a popular YouTuber, Swankybox, shadow dropped a video showcasing actual working same instance co-op in Breath of the Wild multiplayer. It wasn't split screen, so the links were both stuck on one screen, and it wasn't online, but it was nonetheless an amazing victory for couch co-op fans everywhere. The mod wasn't openly available at the time that the video dropped, but it wasn't long after that, June 18th, one day later to be exact, that the developer of the mod, Kirby Mimi, dropped the first public version of the Breath of the Wild co-op mod on their Discord server. Nice job, Kirby. Over on the other team, development continued along smoothly. Nearly a year later, and Point Crow had streamed the mod multiple times. The community was at its highest, and the team decided to capitalize on that community hype and have a little fun. On March 20th, 2023, the team decided to host a screenshot contest. The winners of the contest would have their screenshots implemented into the background of the mod's launcher forever. This contest got hundreds of submissions, and by the time it closed, the community hype was higher than ever. Then, on March 3rd, 2023, Point Crow dropped an absolute banger.
A new way to experience Breath of the Wild. 100 years of slumber. But this time, you're not alone.
After more than 2 years and tens of thousands of dollars into the making, the Breath of the Wild multiplayer mod finally dropped on April 4th, 2023. The community hype was unparalleled to anything in Breath of the Wild modding history. Both Point Crow's and Alex's Discord servers were flooding with people excited to get their hands on the fabled multiplayer mod. Now, I haven't mentioned this up until now, but I am actually on the multiplayer team. The first moderator to the Discord server, an early tester of the mod, and support for the mod. Everything was going amazingly. By the end of it, it had been an extremely successful launch day. But the mood wouldn't stay quite as hyped for long, as on April 6th, 2023, Nintendo would make a decision that almost destroyed a major corner of YouTube, the Nintendo modding community as a whole. Nintendo submitted claims against all of Point Crow's multiplayer videos. When he appealed those claims, Nintendo escalated the situation even further, issuing 2 copyright strikes against Point Crow's channel and almost destroying it entirely. And just one day later, they escalated it even further, claiming 24 more of Point Crow's videos. But it didn't stop with Point Crow. Croton, another creator, had 10 live streams and 2 videos taken down. I had 2 videos claimed, and many other creators were targeted as well. In just a matter of days, the mod that was just launched, the mod that everyone had been waiting years for, the mod that had thousands of hours poured into it, was quickly taken down, and Point Crow stopped making modded content altogether. And just like that, Breath of the Wild multiplayer was dead on arrival, and Point Crow had to leave the project for the safety of his own channel. But Alex refused. We all did. The multiplayer mod is still in development. Alex's server is still active, and we are still playing the mod. Our story is not over. Shout out to T Nephilim, another moderator and my launch day support partner, and to all the other support members on launch day, and shout out to Ardoc and Logther for being the first testers on the project when it was just starting out, and also to the contributors of the mod, and of course Point Crow, who without none of this would have been possible.